Hey guys, welcome back to another video from the Parrott Bros. Now, I am in the market for a new impact gun, 1/2 inch, for doing all the big jobs, trying to remove the heavy stuff, as I needed one, my last one broke, and I wanted to look at what the best value for money was, and this one popped up. Now, this is made by Onevan, I'm sure you've read that. It comes with 2 batteries, a little bit of an unconventional battery charger, actually plugs in into the battery itself. It comes with a little charging box here, a little transformer, and it has a red light on. It goes green when the battery is fully charged. 2 batteries, great, but the price, even better. This, at the time of filming, which hopefully is still the same for you, it was £77, which for me, an impact gun which boasts to have 800 Newton meters of loosening, 900 Newton meters of tightening torque, that is ridiculous. One battery apparently will do 19 minutes of continuous use, which no one ever just stands there going for 19 minutes. So that's going to last you a good time, and you've got a spare. You can stick the other one on charge when that runs out. Can't argue with that. The build quality, very, very good. But not only that, I actually got sent this one for free. Full disclosure, this is not an affiliate. I don't get any money for doing anything. They literally sent me one. Make a video if you like it, which is what I'm doing now. I'll show you in use, talk you through it a bit, but they'll also give you a discount code of 25%, so it's $57.75. That's ridiculous. It says on their website for Makita batteries, so it may well use Makita batteries as well. Don't hold me to that, but that's what it says. But it comes with 2 batteries and the unit, $57.75. That's ridiculous. Now, it looks like any other normal 1/2 inch impact gun. If you've had one before, you'll know they are a bit top heavy, because if you can imagine, this is the gearbox, this massive piece. You've got a small handle which is basically empty, and then quite a light lithium ion battery. So they are a bit top heavy, that is normal. But it feels nice in hand, ergonomically. The grip is in a good place. It feels very powerful. It moves your hand when you use it. That's how torquey it is. Now, this has 5 settings. So on do up, it has 3 different speeds. I'll do the sounds for you now. So that's slow, that's medium, and that's high. So depending on what you're doing is when you would use different modes. If you've just put your wheel nuts in a tiny bit, I'd always recommend just doing the first 2 threads by hand. Then on the lowest setting, if you're being lazy, do them up, and it won't be at max torque, so you won't cross-thread them or do them so tight you won't be able to get them undone again. If you're using the higher speed ones, that's for more like if you've got long bolts or something you just want to gun home, like scaffold clips, exhaust clamps, things like that. Things that don't matter if you just bang, as soon as it, then you're good to undo it, you're good to let it off. So there's 3 doing up. Now on the undo, which is interesting, it's not something I've had before, there's 2 modes. One, which is a continuous undo, which is what you'd expect, which when we put it into use in a minute, it'll be. And then there is another one, which I would call the bang mode, which is where so it is literally just building up the power, bang, which should be quite a nice feature, because that, sometimes it just needs one shock. And I don't know if you've worked on cars before or anything really, you're trying to undo something, it won't come, it's a bit rusty maybe, or it's seized inside. Sometimes giving it a whack will actually loosen it. So that's quite a nice feature. I've not had one that does that before, so it'd be interesting. What I'll do now is let's put it to some use. What I'll do is I've got a vise here. I will put something in it, we'll do it up super tight, and maybe torque it up to a couple of 100 Newton meters, which is more than any wheel nuts and more than most things you're going to actually be undoing. And then we'll show it in use. What I will say is a lot of these say 800, 900 Newton meters, 1,000 Newton meters, whatever the Newton meters is, but that is undoing torque. Doesn't mean you can tighten something up to 800 Newton meters and then expect to undo it. It's more the force required to shock it to get it undone. So most things you come across, wheel nuts and hub nuts on cars are usually the 2 most tightened items. They are normally between 100 and 200. So that gives you an idea of the sort of things you're going to be undoing. But enough of me talking, let's show it in action. Okay, so to give it a test, I have put a bolt into my vise, and I've done it up as high as my torque wrench will go, which is 210 Newton meters, and I'll show you now. That is as tight as I can get it. Black sockets, right. So using an impact gun, if this is your first time having one, if you buy an impact gun and you use the silver chrome Vidinium sockets in your socket set, on an impact gun, they are likely to crack because they are a lot thinner walled and they're not forged. These are forged or hardened to take the impact. A good set, you can buy them on eBay, tenner. A good set you can buy from Halfords for sort of 20, 30 pounds. These are 9-piece, half-inch deep set. Very, very good. Had them for a few years now. So that is 210 Newton meters. That is as tight, if not tighter, than most things you'll come across in your working on cars career. Now, let's try it on, we'll try it on the bang one, because I want to see what that does. Absolutely light work. What's the other one do then? Okay, I'm intrigued. They both seem to do the job pretty easily. Let's do that back up again. I want to hear the different noises. Oh yeah, that's angry. Lowest is not really moving it. Let's do it like that. The lowest setting is more of a just doing up. The medium one sounds pretty angry. The highest one sounds like it wants to snap the bolt. Now, undoing them, that one is pretty aggressive. They both seem pretty aggressive, to be fair. I am super impressed. I mean, 210 Newton meters, that is ridiculously tight. Let's do it up. Right, so that's on the hard setting, so that was the highest tightening torque. Now let's so that's 210 plus a bit. I don't know, let's do it on the basic undone set and see if it'll come undone in one. I'm not going to lie to you, that is a powerhouse. I have not come across, I've actually started to thread the bolt, I've done it that tight. That is ridiculous. It's got a light on so you can see what you're doing in the dark-ish. Normally they stay on for about 5 or 10 seconds after you slightly squeeze the trigger. But this thing is a flipping powerhouse. 210, all right, yeah, this may not be 100% calibrated, but I mean 200, 210 plus, I mean, you saw the fact I was moving the bench off the floor trying to get that, and that just straight off. It didn't even, and it was trying to get it off, straight off. Now I can see why people went from air tools to power tools, because, I mean, battery is portable, it's got a belt clip, stick it on your belt. It's not particularly heavy, like I said, it feels nice in the hand. And if it's got performance like that, for £57, are you having a laugh? That is ridiculous. So if you don't have an impact gun, and you've been thinking about one, but they're sort of a couple of £100, I mean, £57.75, down in the description, I'll put where you can buy one and the discount code they gave me. They do other tools, it's not just this, and I'm definitely going to be having a bit of a mooch now to see what else I can get, if that's the quality of the tools, for £57. That is ridiculous. Now, before we wrap up, I'm going to go and find something else we can try and undo, just because I can't believe it really. I might go and try and find a bigger bolt. I don't know if I've got one, but I'll try. So this is the only other one I could find which has got some sort of weird lock nut on. And I thought we'll try a breaker bar and see if we can't get it any tighter. I mean, I am doing this as tight as I can physically do it. So that is way over 200 Newton meters. Right size socket. Oh, get some blood back in my hands first. But yeah, I think the reverse, I've been thinking about this while I was doing it, it has an auto stop functionality. Is if it's not doing anything, then it will just stop, which saves your battery life. But I still can't go with it. I've been trying to find bigger things to do up, but realistically, you're unlikely to undo something that's going to be more than human leverage, because on a car, or if you're working on your house, or you're building a bicycle, or you're doing all the normal stuff you would do with an impact gun at home. I mean, even unless you're like a lorry mechanic, but then you'll normally have like two-handed guns if it's more than 500 Newton meters. So I mean, I'm struggling to see what this can't do. Now I'm intrigued to see if this does this as easy. I mean, you saw me literally trying to do it as hard as I can. Right, ready? So this is on the auto stop function. We'll do it one-handed because I want to see if it comes out. And I've sussed it. It stops as soon as it's free. So that got to the top and then stopped. So as soon as it knew there was no resistance, it stopped. Wow, that is some function. And the nut's not even really warm because it hasn't been really fighting it. Now, I can't weather it and do any weird rust or anything like that because I don't have anything to test it on. But I'll be honest with you, you're unlikely to come up against much that's tighter than that. I am super impressed with this. And for the price point, Onevan have really pulled it out of the bag. I mean, it feels, let me give you a proper look around. Let me stand behind the camera here. So, just a nice looking bit of kit. Metal, of course, for the gearbox. You've got your light on the front there. Nice rubber grip, so if it gets banged on the floor, it's got rubber, so it'll bounce. Like I said, you can put a belt clip on either side. It comes with that included. The batteries, the only thing I would say I think I noticed more than anything was just from previous experience with power tools is it's just, I don't know whether it's because it's just new. It just seems a little bit tight to get the battery on and off, but it still clicks in with a nice click. There's nothing wrong with it, and yeah. I haven't really even got anything bad to say, especially at £57.75, whatever it was. I don't think you'll find a better one. And if you're looking for something like this, ideal Christmas present, perfect time of year, you got your 25% discount code, and while you're there, maybe dig out a few other tools. But I can't say a fairer than that. That has actually blown my mind how good that is, and I am excited to come up to some rusty contenders with it in the future. And the fact that it's got 2 batteries is even better. But I hope you enjoyed watching that, guys. And like I said, all the details to find anything about this down in the description. Let us know, have you got any experience with any Onevan tools? Can you believe this powerhouse with 2 batteries and a charger, 77 quid or 57.75 with the discount? That is literally ridiculous. I'm going to go out and see what other tools they do, especially if it uses Makita batteries like it says it does on the website. That's just quality, because if you already have a Makita range, perfect. Right, until next time, guys, bye for now.